I hope I'm not too late.
I'm gonna sue the WWE.
How much can you take? I hope you can see. And if it's
What an insane year for WWE/TKO. Hey, it's your boy Miles Angel back in with another video, and today I wanted to bring up why Triple H definitely deserves part of the blame to why these wrestlers get released. You know what I'm saying? Why these wrestlers get budget cutted, all this stuff. Yesterday we had rtruth, the beloved rtruth, get released. Or he said his contract's not being renewed by TKO, WWE. And Carlito also saying that his contract is not getting renewed by TKO or WWE. And people seem to just scoot by like Triple H has no say in none of this. And that is just mind-boggling to me. Because he is the head of creative. He is I think he's the chief content officer. He is also on the credits of the show. He runs the show. You know what I mean? TKO, when they release somebody or they're planning on releasing somebody, and the people on the board are talking about like budget cuts and all this shit and how they can make profit, you don't think Triple H is involved in any of that shit? You don't think TKO goes up to Triple H and be like, hey, we're planning on cutting this person. Is this person factored in any of your creative plans going forward? Triple H will tell them yes or no. 9 times out of 10, he's telling them no. That's why all your favorites are getting released. You feel me? If Triple H really wanted to keep people like rtruth or Carlito or Braun Strowman or Dakota Kai, whoever else that you guys love, don't you think Triple H would be clamoring for them at TKO? Like, hey, yes, I do have creative plans. Yes, this person has a lot of potential. I want to still do something with them going forward. You would think Triple H would do this, right? But no, Triple H is a snake. And that's where you guys get confused, and his cult followers are just hilarious. You know what I mean? They think he's just Papa H. No, Triple H is a snake. And Triple H does have the final say with all these releases. They have to let him know who they're releasing months or weeks ahead of time. So he been know rtruth was not getting renewed. This was not news. That's why he tried to squeeze any type of name value he had and put him in a little mini 2-week feud with John Cena and then have him job out to JC Mateo. You know what I mean? And maybe Triple H also didn't like how JC Mateo took that dub from rtruth, and he just let him go. They just let him go. You know what I mean? I don't trust Triple H. He comes off as a snake, and the people that say that he doesn't have final say are goofies. Absolute goofies. You know what I mean? Baron Corbin said it best. Baron Corbin said one day when they were rehearsing, Triple H just randomly walked up to him and was like, hey, you did good here. You should be proud of yourself. And the line, like somewhere the lines like that. And then Baron Corbin gets released out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And then Baron Corbin says he hasn't heard a word from Triple H since. Triple H hasn't called him, asked him how he's doing, none of that stuff. I understand, you know, Triple H has a job to do and there's other things. But, you know, it's just like you're Old Yeller. You're doing these niggas like Old Yeller. You know what I mean? You can't tell these guys how good they're doing and then fuck them and release them. And plus, I'm sure a lot of these wrestlers would like to work in other companies. And they would also like to know what the fuck is wrong with, like, why did they get fired? You know what I mean? You're not even giving them no transparency. And that's the problem with this company. There's no transparency. You know what I mean? No transparency at all. And it's just, it's diabolical and it's sad. You know what I mean? And the way rtruth got done yesterday in Carlito, it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? A lot of these wrestlers get done. It's just ridiculous. It's the same shit I had a problem with Vince. You know what I mean? It's just no transparency, and they're doing it crazier now with TKO. It's just insane, bro. Vince used to release niggas like this, and it's his company. He can do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? But he used to release people like Bray Wyatt and stuff, and it's just like, for what? What? You releasing talents like that? You couldn't think of nothing better to do with Bray Wyatt? You couldn't think of nothing good to do with rtruth? I know rtruth is a comedy act, but you telling me you couldn't think of something cool to do with him? Huh? You don't think he had any value to this company? But you think people like Brock Lesnar, who you can still pay him, even though he's not even wrestling no more? You can still pay Shane McMahon. He's not wrestling no more. You're paying Tamina. She's not wrestling no more. I mean, good for these guys, but it's just like, you're not wrestling and you're getting paid active wrestler money. Unbelievable. You know what I mean? But yes, Triple H has the final say in all this stuff. I'm sure he's the one that has to bring TKO to a certain number with the roster and bring them to a certain amount of cuts so they can get to some type of profit. You know what I mean? Triple H is a part of that. He has to be a part of that. He's a part of creative. He has to know what wrestlers he's gonna take going forward to make the product better, even though he's not making the product better. You know what I mean? It's just, people are goofy, man. They slob on his knob paws, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I know nothing about business. You feel me? Every manager or every leader has to know what's happening with the company's plans going forward. It's just a must. You know what I mean? So they know how to go forward. But Triple H is not getting blindsided by this. You know what I mean? It's just goofy. Goofy niggas. But yeah, man, that's all I gotta say about that. There's probably gonna be still people in my comments that just don't know shit about fuck. And this is just gonna go through one ear through the other. That's fine. We're not gonna pay attention to you. You know what I mean? You das Boot. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gotta talk to idiots. You feel me? Triple H has the final say. And you notice how Triple H has said nothing about rtruth on his page. He's talking about AAA and shit. Nobody gives a fuck about AAA. You know what I mean? That's why them tickets for Worlds Collide like $20. You feel me? And if you don't believe me, go take a look on SeatGeek and Ticketmaster. They're cheap as hell. But yeah, man, it's just crazy how they do them. Like, TKO has no transparency. Triple H has no transparency with these talent. He has the nerve to be treating niggas like he Papa H and he over here old yelling them. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel bad for niggas, but you know, this isn't the last you're gonna see of rtruth anywhere. rtruth, like I said, he is an artist, and hopefully he still wrestles. You know what I mean? Carlito is a world champ in Puerto Rico. He's doing his thing, and a lot of hope for the rest of these wrestlers that got released. You know, hopefully they do something big. You know what I mean? But rtruth was like one of those wrestlers. He's not like a Akira Tozawa if he got released or something. You know, this nigga, you know, or like an Indy Hartwell. Like, this guy is a staple in the business. You know what I mean? You saw it with all these reactions, man. Like I said yesterday, it was like he fucking passed. You know what I mean? You would have thought this nigga passed away. I hope he doesn't anytime soon, you know what I mean? But that's the love and support that was pouring out on the timeline yesterday. You know what I mean? rtruth is a staple in the business. He's a great person. I've met him in person. He is so cool. I was actually, I'm gonna plug this, I don't care. I was more happy when rtruth followed me on Twitter than fucking Zelina Vega and John Cena did. You know what I mean? Legit. Because rtruth, I fuck with realness. You know what I mean? I fuck with real shit. You know what I mean? I think Zelina Vega is real too. But I'm just saying, like, I fuck with real niggas. You know what I mean? Like niggas, people that really just authentic in themselves. You know what I mean? And rtruth is just himself. You feel me? You can call him a goof, but he was entertaining. If you don't like him, whatever, that's you. Whatever, I don't care. But, you know, rtruth to me was somebody that was a staple in the business and a trailblazer. You know what I mean? First ever world heavyweight champion in NWA. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, man. I remember when he was K-Quick. You feel me? So it's like, it's nuts. It's nuts, man. I remember seeing his K-Quick shit on YouTube years ago, bro, like with Road Dogg. So it's like, man, it's just, yeah, it's just crazy, man. But like I said, the fans that think Triple H has no say in that shit is unbelievable to me. Unfucking believable to me. What do you think the head of creative is? He has to know beforehand what's going on. And he okays it. He's the creative. He has to okay it or not. You know what I mean? He would clamor. If he really wanted R-Truth there, he would have been clamoring for it. He did not. Triple H is a snake. And that's why a lot of these old heads, like some of your favorites, are not really around as much. Because Triple H as a businessman is this fucking snake. And that's who he is, man. I love the Cerebral Assassin character. Just him as a human, I just don't really see genuine in him. I just really don't. You know what I mean? He's the same guy to tell niggas, their own fans, to fuck off when they don't like something. You fucking idiots don't like, people like him are just so dumb. Just so dumb. It's okay to criticize something that you enjoy. You know what I mean? And people like him to just be like, oh, just take my bullshit and deal with it. Fuck Triple H. I don't care, man. And I'll keep cooking him on here. You know what I mean? I don't wish no bad on him, but I could care less for him. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this. And yeah, man, hope you guys I hope we get a good Raw tonight. If we don't, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Raw's been dog shit. Ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, luckily we have other alternatives to WWE. You feel me? Like a AEW. You know what I mean? TNA, you know, ROH, whatever. You know, whatever is your cup of tea. You feel me? But yeah, man, these things happen. You know, cuts are going to happen. There's going to be more cuts happening. And it's just part of the business, man. But they got to be more transparent with how they do things, bro. But it is what it is, man. Fuck these niggas. But yeah, I'll catch y'all later, man. I only stream this shit because fucking I love talking to you guys. And I love just talking to my boy Y2 and AJ and Ramos Wrestling, Mo. You know what I mean? It's just the community. I think that's the only reason why I stream, is just the community, bro. It's not even really just to watch the I like, honestly, when I stream this shit, I'm not even really paying attention to what's going on, like, anymore. It's just like, I've just kind of tuned it out. You know what I mean? Talking to you guys and playing music from old shit, you know, it's like, that's more fun to me than watching this shit at this point. But yeah, I'll catch y'all on the flip, man. Peace.